Hi, Dan. How you doing today?
Doing well, Noah. How about yourself?
I'm so jazzed. We have been waiting over a year for this moment, and you
Absolutely.
have some incredible news to tell us. We're not just talking about hypotheticals anymore.
Actual
We're
sailings. They're
we're
actually
going
going
back
to
to
sail.
we're going back to cruising in less than 2 months.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, well, we're very thrilled to have you here. Royal Caribbean is one of our best partners, and you're the person we want to hear from. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this quick webinar. It'll go for about 30 minutes. And just if you don't know, I'll give you the quick introduction. Expedia Cruises, we're part of the #1 brand in travel. We specialize in cruises, but we can help with all types of vacations, all inclusives, motor coach tours, vacation packages. But our foundation of our business is cruises, and we're so happy to talk about the resumption of cruises today. Our store is located in Scottsdale. We've been open for 6.5 years. Our vision to be the best travel agency in our city. We're here to help you, whether you want to do it over the phone, over Zoom, or in person. Also, we're open 6 days a week, so we'd love to see you here in person. It's not just me. I have 24 consultants, and they're here to provide you amazing service, plan your vacation, let you know about the COVID testing protocols and vaccination requirements, and how to upload your paperwork and your test results as needed to travel. But we're going to do a great job for you and make sure you have everything you need to have a wonderful vacation that's safe and enjoyable. So I'm going to hand it over to my friend Dan at Royal Caribbean, our cruise master, and he's going to tell us how we can take a cruise this summer. Dan,
Awesome.
take it away.
Thank you so much, Noam. As always, appreciate the warm introduction. And everyone, thank you for spending time with us tonight. I know it's a crazy world we're living in, and I appreciate you taking some time to watch my mug on a virtual webinar. So thank you so much for joining. But I'm really happy to be here, especially because I'm going to announce some cruises that are actually going to be sailing this year, starting June 12th. We cannot wait to get back into the water. So before I get into that, because of course, adventure is back with these summer 21 cruises, I'm going to be talking about three cruises that are going to be vaccination mandated by the countries that we're going to be sailing to. Just want to get that part out there, right out into the open. And I'll talk a little bit about these safety protocols that we know as of right now. Just know that we are still working every day on our official list of safety protocols for these cruises and for all of our cruises going forward. So if I don't answer your question in regards to a specific safety protocol, no, it absolutely will be answered. Just going to give us a little bit more time as we kind of navigate this crazy time that we are living in. But enough of the boring stuff. Let's jump right into it with our Adventure of the Seas. It is going to be sailing starting June 12th out of Nassau, Bahamas. We are so excited. This was actually the first ship that we announced was getting back into the water, and I jumped for joy literally when I got the call that we are going back. We're headed back into the Bahamas, into the Caribbean, which is, of course, our bread and butter at Royal Caribbean. But before talking about the awesome itinerary, let's go ahead and talk about the ship itself, the Adventure of the Seas. So I do love this ship. It was renovated several years ago, so it's not super old or anything like that. It is a really awesome ship equipped with plenty of kids and family activities. We pride ourselves on being a multi-generational brand here at Royal Caribbean. Everyone from the toddler all the way up to the grandparent can have an absolute blast. And testimony, I actually have been sailing on Royal Caribbean since I was 8. No, I have not been working for them that long, but I've grown up on these cruises, and I can personally attest to the multi-generational offerings. I started at 8 years old, worked my way up as a teenager, went as a young adult, went as a little bit of an older adult, and have an absolute blast every single time I get on a ship. It's the reason I work for this company. I truly love cruising, as you can tell. And I'm so happy that I can announce some actual tangible cruises that are going to be happening. But back to the ship again here. Of course, delicious dining. What's a cruise without some incredible food? We have such a wide variety of complimentary and specialty dining options for you. We'll dive a little bit deeper into that. We have some of the best entertainment at sea with Broadway-style shows, ice skating shows, comedy, casino, if that's your thing. We have plenty of late-night entertainment, and of course, bars and lounges. I like a good drink, I like a good cocktail, and we have plenty of bars and lounges on each and every one of our cruise ships that can make that specific drink that you are looking for. But let's dive a little bit into the specific activities on our incredible Adventure of the Seas, starting with our Flow Rider. This is a complimentary activity that is available on each and every one of our Royal Caribbean cruise ships. This is a surfing simulator, so we're gonna stand you up on a boogie board, let you try and stay up for as long as you can before wiping out and falling. Don't worry, it's safe. You're gonna get wet. It's so much fun. And a fun fact about me, I am terrible at the Flow Rider. I fall probably on average 1 second every time I try it. I do it every single time I cruise though. Got to get it in at least one time, but it's so much fun. The Perfect Storm water slides, these are an absolute smash hit. We love our water slides. We love our water parks, which I'll talk a little more about later. But these slides really are top-notch, high quality. They're of course complimentary, open all throughout the day. You're gonna love it. Your kids are gonna love it as well. And we also have our Adventure Ocean program. This is our award-winning children's program on board our ships. Starting from 6 months old all the way to 17 years old, we're gonna have activities. We're gonna have something for your kids to do. Now, just because I said 6 months to 17 years old doesn't mean they're in the same room. We have their own split sections, kind of by about 3 years apiece, that we split them off into, and we have completely curtailed entertainment for them, curtailed activities specifically for that age group, and it's complimentary, which is fantastic. This Adventure Ocean is run by childcare professionals. They have degrees in this stuff. They are very qualified to take care of your kids while they're having an absolute blast. And this isn't a boring, let's just throw you into a room with a TV all day. No, I've done it. I've been inside the Adventure Ocean program as a kid. They have plenty of awesome arts and crafts. They take you on scavenger hunts. They'll take you to lunch at Johnny Rockets, which is on all of our ships, for a nice burger or something like that. But your kids are going to have an absolute blast. But talking about the food a little bit more, the Adventure of the Seas does have our Chops Grill. This is our signature steakhouse. If you're looking for that filet mignon, if you're looking for that lobster tail, this is going to be the spot to get that. I mean, top-notch cuts of meat. Fantastic. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten yet. I'm salivating just talking about it. Johnny Rockets, of course, I already mentioned that. This is on all of our cruise ships. It's that 1950s decor. You're going to have a little jukebox on each table, French fries, burgers, and of course, milkshakes if you have a sweet tooth like me. So it's a really awesome spot to enjoy some lunch or maybe a late night snack on the Adventure of the Seas. We do have some of the best sushi as well at sea in Izumi. This is actually a hibachi style restaurant with a sushi bar as well. So if you're looking for the onion volcanoes, then flipping shrimp into their hats, that's going to be the place to do it. You're going to have an absolute blast there. It is so much fun. And then Giovanni's Table. I'm Italian. I love some good Italian food, and Giovanni's absolutely does it right. It's a family-style Italian restaurant, so you're going to order a plate of meat and cheese, and they're going to bring you a mountain of meat and cheese thrown right in front of you. Make sure you're hungry, and definitely make sure to bring your friends and family so they can help you eat so much food. I gain about 10 pounds every time I cruise, and these restaurants are the main reason for that. But if you want to work out, we have a fitness center too. If you want to run off maybe that burger or that filet mignon, we absolutely have some top-notch fitness centers available on our ships. And then to talk a little bit about our entertainment on the Adventure of the Seas, of course, we have a casino. We have some awesome gambling. I have the worst luck ever when it comes to gambling. I stick to the slots. I maybe play once or twice just for fun, but I keep walking. But if you're looking for poker, blackjack, craps, baccarat, we have it. We have those awesome table games as well as plenty of slot machines. We have TVs all inside the casino as well, playing various sporting events. We also have a fully stocked bar, of course, within the casino. So if you're looking to gamble, press your luck, you absolutely can in any of our cruise ships that have fully stocked casinos. Speaking of our production and our shows, we have some top-notch entertainment here at Royal Caribbean. We're not just going to throw some people on a stage and tell them to do some kind of do some mediocre performance. We actually have a campus in Miami at FIU where we train our actors and actresses to deliver just fantastic, extremely high quality shows that are free of charge. They are complimentary. They are included within your cruise fare. For a little bit more of unique entertainment, we do have ice skating. You can watch an incredible ice skating show where we have our dancers jumping around, doing spins, throwing each other on ice skates. It's really entertaining. It's an absolute blast. And during the day, you can actually skate on your own, which is complimentary as well. We're going to provide the ice skates. All you need to do is just try not to fall. I am also not good at ice skating, so take with that what you will. But we're going to go ahead and move on to more live music. We have so much live music and entertainment across the ship. It's not just music. We have comedy acts. We have karaoke. If that's your thing, that's where you'll find me. It's in the karaoke bar. Just so much awesome entertainment for you. We have family-friendly activity. We have adult entertainment as well later in the night. So if you're looking to get a little rowdy, you can definitely do that at Royal Caribbean. And then outdoor movies. We play top-of-the-line, brand new movies all the time on our outdoor massive movie screens. So you can definitely catch a movie in the pool or in one of our incredible jacuzzis while maybe having a drink as well. It's just such an incredible atmosphere. I really do love cruising because of the accessibility of everything across the ship. If you want to eat, walk a floor and go to one of our 10 restaurants on the ship. If you want to take a nap, go back to the cabin, nice and comfy. We make the beds for you. We clean the cabins for you. You're going to be weighted on hand and foot and have such a fantastic cruise vacation. But enough about the ship. Let's go ahead and talk about the itinerary. So this cruise, which once again is debuting June 12th of this year, it will require vaccinations. This is from the Bahamas themselves, but this cruise is going to do a round trip out of Nassau. We do have awesome air rates available. Make sure to reach out to your incredible travel agents at Expedia Cruises, and they can help you get some really great deals on airfare through us. So a really nice win-win there. But after that first day leaving out of Nassau, you're going to spend days 2 and 3 at our own private island of Perfect Day at Coco Cay. I'll definitely tell you a little bit more about that, but on the left, you're going to see that massive water slide. That is our Daredevil's Tower, the tallest water slide in the Caribbean. It's over 135 feet tall, and it isn't just a straight shot. It curls you around this massive tower. You go so incredibly fast. Hold on to your bathing suit because mine almost fell off the last time I went on it a couple of years ago, but it really is fantastic. And it's just one of the many incredible amenities that the Perfect Day at Coco Cay Island has to offer. On the fourth day of this itinerary will be a nice sea day. You can enjoy some dinner and you can enjoy some gambling. You can enjoy the pool deck, plenty of opportunities there. We definitely want to make sure sea days are as fun, if not more fun, than those days at port. Day 5, you're going to be stopping in COZUMEL, Mexico. We'll talk a little bit on that, of course. And then the following day will be another cruising day, followed by Grand Bahama Island and Nassau, Bahamas. But let's talk a little bit more about the ports that you would be visiting. Of course, starting with Nassau, Bahamas. Here you can visit the luxurious Bahamian resort, Atlantis and Paradise Island for more gambling. They have a really great water park as well, but I recommend holding off on that for Perfect Day at Coco Cay. We really did deliver a fantastic theme park, especially water park offering. So I love a good theme park. Perfect Day will be the best place to do that. But if you're looking to have some extra fun, maybe before or after your cruise vacation, definitely talk to Nome. They can help you out with some awesome hotels and maybe some short excursions as well. You can swim with some dolphins. You can go shopping. You can once again go to Atlantis if you want to do that. Plenty of opportunities for you in Nassau. But moving over to Perfect Day at Coco Cay, I could go on for hours about this place, but I only have a little bit of time tonight, so I'll try to give you my best little synopsis of Perfect Day. So the island itself is split into 2 major sections. You're going to have the chill portion of Perfect Day and the thrill portion of Perfect Day. What's fantastic about this itinerary is that you're going to Perfect Day 2 days in a row. So on the first day, you can experience the Coco Beach Club, which is our exclusive access kind of luxury portion of the island with incredible food, incredible drinks, access to some cabanas for rental that are an extra fee that are absolutely fantastic. You could even spend your day in the Oasis Lagoon, which is the largest freshwater pool in the Caribbean. I love that pool. It's actually my favorite part of the island. It's massive. It's so large. And the floor of that pool, it's this nice soft rubber. It feels really good on your feet. And if you stick your head underwater, we're blasting Caribbean music because why not? We love to be extra here at Royal Caribbean. another reason why I love the Oasis Lagoon is it has a palapa, a swim-up bar built right into the center of it. So you can get an awesome drink like the Coco Loco, which is the signature drink of the island, and spend your day relaxing in this incredibly relaxing pool. Love it so much. I wish I was there right now. I cannot wait to get back on a ship. And it's just so great to know that we're going to start June 12th. It's really right around the corner. We don't have that much time left, and these are actually selling pretty quickly. So if you are interested, once again, reach out to your travel professionals at Expedia Cruises. They'll walk you through every step of the way. But to talk a little bit more about the thrill part of Perfect Day, which you can do on the second leg of this visit, because you're going twice, which I love, is you can spend your day at the Thrill Water Park. That's going to have that tallest water slide at sea, but also about 20 more water slides and attractions built into it. We have the largest wave pool in the Caribbean. We have plenty of snack shacks spread throughout the island and in the water park. You're not going to go hungry. You're not going to get bored. You might get a little suntan, so bring some sunscreen, but there is some really great fun to be had at Perfect Day. Once again, if I had more time, I'd go really in depth into this, but Noam knows plenty about Perfect Day as well. He can walk you through the island and more of its offerings in more detail. Let's go on to the next port of call within this itinerary, which is going to be COZUMEL, Mexico. The one thing you don't want to miss is the opportunity to explore the ruins of the ancient Mayan city of Tulum, majestically perched above the turquoise, beautiful Caribbean waters. The site was occupied as far back as 600 AD. However, it was most densely populated around 1200 AD for you history buffs out there. So it's a really awesome site that you can see, and it's one of the many shore excursions that we do offer. You can purchase those directly through Noam. You can look them up yourself as well. We have such a wide variety of excursions available. If you're looking to snorkel, you absolutely have that available. If you're just looking to kind of do a tour, a historical tour with nothing really crazy or physical, we have that available as well. And for you adrenaline junkies out there, we have an ATV excursion that is phenomenal. It's really incredible. It's really gonna get the blood flowing. It's definitely a lot of fun. We have so many incredible excursions available. And then on the last leg of this itinerary, we're going to be visiting Grand Bahama Island. Here, you can get ready for an underwater adventure of a lifetime at the Dolphin Experience. So you can actually jump in the water, swim with some dolphins. It is so much fun. I actually have done this excursion. You're going to jump in this pool. You're going to have trainers all around you. It's incredibly safe. And you're going to be able to grab onto the fins of these dolphins, and they're going to swim you across the water. It's so incredibly fun, so amazing. Definitely recommend that you give that one a shot. But if you want to do just kind of a quiet family escape, we absolutely have that available with our family beach escape. And then, of course, there is an all-inclusive beach getaway package available as well. Once again, more details on that, speak to your incredible travel agents at Expedia Cruises. So that's going to be the first ship, the first itinerary that we're jumping into tonight out of 4. The next one we're going to jump into is our Vision of the Seas sailing from Bermuda. Really awesome that we're going to be able to sail out of Bermuda starting June 12th as well. So let's go ahead and talk about the ship. It has a lot of similarities to our Adventure of the Seas, but it does have its own kind of unique spin to it as well. So, of course, fun activities for everyone. I mentioned this. We are a multi-generational brand here at Royal Caribbean. We have activities, we have itineraries, we have food. We have so much available for everyone of all ages. Really is the best ship to be on for your friends and family. We have some incredible entertainment as well. I did mention these really high-class, high-quality entertainment and shows that we have available. Plenty of bars and lounges, and of course, some incredible dining. It's going to talk briefly about the Vision of the Seas activities. We, of course, have pools and plenty of jacuzzis on each and every one of our cruise ships. Vision is no exception. We have a rock wall on Vision of the Seas, which is complimentary. So if you want to climb up these little rocks, you absolutely can on the back of a cruise ship. And when you get to the top, you can turn around and see the beautiful views of the water, of the Caribbean, or wherever you're at, of Bermuda. And it's really a lot of fun. And we also, of course, have our award-winning Adventure Ocean program. And then to talk a little bit about the food on Vision of the Seas, very similar to the Adventure. We have the Chops Grill for that incredible steak. We have Izumi for hibachi and sushi. Got the Giovanni's table for way too much Italian food, which is phenomenal. But we also have Park Cafe. This is a complimentary dining option. It's going to be a great place to pick up some finger sandwiches and some really great sides. maybe a late night dessert, plenty of awesome food available at Par Cafe. Once again, complimentary. We do also have a Ben & Jerry's on Vision of the Seas. I love ice cream. I am a total nut for it, so I got to get a cup at least once a day. Once again, I gained 10 pounds on these cruises, but you definitely can get an awesome cup at Ben & Jerry's on the ship. To talk a little bit about more of the amenities on Vision, we of course have more production and shows, the same outdoor movies on these massive screens on the pool deck, plenty of bars and lounges, and of course a wide variety of live music throughout the day. Let's go ahead and jump into the itinerary that this ship is going to be debuting on June 12th. So this is a 7-night round trip out of Bermuda. So of course you will again have to get some air for this. Definitely work with Noam. He can help you out on getting a really great deal on that. So for this sailing, it is only going to be stopping technically in 2 ports. So it's going to be stopping in, of course, Bermuda, but there is an overnight in Bermuda as well on the 7th night. What's really great about this itinerary is if you love golfing, there's plenty of beautiful golf courses in Bermuda. So maybe that overnight you book yourself a golf lesson or book yourself 18 holes to kind of really just take in the scenery. It's a really great spot for that. But this itinerary is also going to be stopping at Perfect Day at Coco Cay, which I did of course mention before. Let's just go ahead and talk a little bit about Bermuda. I mentioned the golfing. It's a really awesome draw here, really beautiful views, some incredible shopping for some Bermudian products. We can also take you on a fascinating cruise on one of Bermuda's glass bottom boats and view Bermuda's rainbow colored undersea world of fish and coral formations. You can even party Bermuda style on an island calypso cruise if that's your thing. It's a lot of really awesome fun and a lot of really different and unique shore excursions that we do offer. Of course, this sailing is going to as well go to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. I know I'm a little biased, but I absolutely love this island. It is so much fun. And something I didn't mention is if you do purchase a beverage package or if you purchase an internet package on our ships, it's going to carry over to the island as well. This is an extension of the cruise ship. And what I love about it is that same bartender that's serving you at the pool bar on the ship might also be serving you in the Oasis Lagoon swim-up bar as well. So they're going to remember your drink. They're fantastic. But really, I can't say enough about Perfect Day at Coco Cay. We really did deliver an incredible private destination that you cannot get on any other cruise line. So incredibly fun. And I just really cannot wait to jump back onto a ship. All right, now we're going to talk about our third ship of the night, which is going to be Jewel of the Seas, sailing out of Cyprus, actually starting July 10th through October 23rd, actually. It's going to be doing a beautiful itinerary in the Mediterranean. Really excited to be able to offer something that isn't Caribbean, because we do more than just the Caribbean. The name might be a little deceptive, but we sail all over the world. We sail to Alaska, we sail to Europe, we sail to Asia, we sail to Australia. Anywhere you can think of, pretty much we're going to be able to sail there. So definitely look into some more itineraries. If this doesn't tickle your fancy, there's plenty of itineraries available for you. But let's talk a bit about the Jewel of the Seas. So you're seeing a common theme here. We love our entertainment. We love our bars and lounges, incredible selection of dining, and plenty of fun activities for everyone. But Jewel has a little bit of different amenities, just like each of the other ships I talked about. So let's talk a little bit about these amenities. So pools and whirlpools. The Jewel of the Seas has what's called the solarium. This is an adults-only pool section that actually has a retractable roof. So we can either pull that up or kind of open that up to let the sun in, depending on the weather. But this is adults only. Only 16 and up can get in here. It's going to be a nice quiet spot to kind of relax and get away from the noise. I love to bring a book here and just kind of read, relax in a jacuzzi with a drink, of course. It's a really relaxing part of Jewel of the Seas. We do also have a complimentary rock climbing wall and the Adventure Ocean program as well. To talk a bit about the dining that we do have available on Jewel of the Seas, we of course have Chops Grill. We have the Park Cafe, which is that complimentary finger sandwich restaurant that we had on Vision. We have Izumi for sushi and hibachi. We have the Giovanni's Table for some great Italian food. But this ship has Cafe Latitudes. This is a complimentary coffee restaurant where you can get that really nice latte if you're a caffeine junkie, and a croissant, maybe some other type of Danish. But we do have some incredible, incredible coffees and baristas on our ships, of course. And then similar on the other ships, Jewel of the Seas has fantastic nightlife with production shows, comedy shows, karaoke, bars and lounges, plenty of live music, and of course the outdoor movies once again. But let's talk about the itinerary, because this is a very unique itinerary that we are offering at Royal Caribbean, starting out of Limassol, Cyprus. So the one thing you do not want to miss in Limassol, it's considered the most impressive archaeological remains on Cyprus. Much of what you discover actually dates back to the Romans. This includes the theater, the forum, the public baths, the house of the gladiators, and much more. If you love Greek history like I do, this is going to be an incredible trip for you. Plenty of opportunities to see some really historical buildings and landmarks. Moving on to Rhodes, Greece. This is another stop within the Jewel of the Seas itineraries. The one thing you do not want to miss in Rhodes, Greece, it's actually on the north end of the island, overlooking the sea. You can stand the ancient remains, actually see the ancient remains of the Acropolis of Rhodes. The buildings of the Rhodes Acropolis date back to the 3rd and 2nd century BC. I mean, ancient, really, really old. Can't really see that too much here in the States. So it's a really lovely itinerary to see that history, to see that rich culture in Greece. Moving on to Mykonos. I love Mykonos. I love the decor. I love the aesthetic, the white and the blue. It really just look incredibly beautiful and overlooks the water, of course. So in the deep blue waters of the Mediterranean, and according to Greek mythology, it was here that Hercules slew the giants. So some more kind of fun mythology for you here, plenty of history. But some fun things you can do in the Mykonos is take a boat tour over to Delos Island to visit the birthplace of Apollo. So if you're into the Greek gods, this is going to be an awesome spot to go ahead and look at some of that history. And then Athens, Greece. So this is actually a Piraeus, which is a main port of Athens, and it's one of the most important in the Mediterranean Sea. Piraeus is walking distance from Castella, which is a hill strewn with beautiful houses that offers a majestic view of the buildings, of the scenery. It really is absolutely gorgeous. The one thing you do not want to miss is no visit to Athens would be complete without a visit to the Acropolis. There you'll find the Parthenon, the largest building in the Acropolis and one of the world's most awe-inspiring sites. It was built as a temple to Athena and is still a remarkable structure to this day. Let's go ahead and move on to the next port that we would visit in these itineraries, which is Santorini, Greece. I mean, that picture really doesn't do it justice. It is gorgeous. Those views really are kind of second to none. I wish I was there right now. I'm going to be jumping on one of these ships this summer without doubt. But the one thing that you don't want to miss in Santorini is its spectacular caldera. It's a vestige of what was probably the biggest volcano eruption in recorded history, believed by some to have caused the disappearance of Atlantis. If you think the underwater city exists, this volcano supposedly caused it. So just some fun history for you tonight. I know I'm kind of going on a tangent on it, but we have some beautiful ports of call that we are visiting within these Mediterranean itineraries. All right, moving over to Chania, which is the second largest city of Crete and one of the most beautiful. It lies along the north coast of the island at the east end of the Gulf of Chania, and it's the site of Minoan settlement the Greeks called Cydonia. So just more incredible history there, more beautiful views. And once again, I have mentioned shore excursions a lot tonight because we have such a wide variety of them available. If I listed all of them, we'd be here for hours and hours and hours. So once again, to look into these incredible shore excursions that let you really experience the culture of the ports that you're visiting, definitely make sure to work with your incredible travel agents at Expedia Cruises. So that's actually going to complete the summer deployment internationally. But I definitely wanted to talk to you all about a domestic cruise that is going to be sailing starting November, which is our Navigator of the Seas out of LA. We actually haven't been to LA in over 10 years. So we are thrilled to be able to get a ship, a newly renovated ship, back into the water. So these sailings are actually starting November of this year all the way through April 2023. We have a 3-night Ensenada cruise, a 4-night Catalina Ensenada cruise, a 5-night Cabo, and a 7-night Cabo, Puerto Vallarta, and Mazatlan cruise. So really incredible itineraries are available. They are open for sale, and these are definitely flying off the shelves. So if you're looking to go this year on these sailings, definitely make sure you're calling quick to know them so they can help you get you booked at a really good rate as well. But to talk a little bit about the ship, Navigator of the Seas was actually renovated back in 2019. It has so many new bells and whistles, a brand new pool design with more shade, actually a new pool bar called Lime and Coconut, which is fantastic. We added twin water slides to the top of the ship, which are complimentary. And we also added what's called a sky pad. This is a very unique entertainment venue that we added, which actually straps you with a VR headset, straps you into a bungee cord, and you're jumping up and down on a trampoline. It's an absolute blast. It's so much fun. It's complimentary. This ship really is perfect for these sailings out of LA. But for more info, you know who to talk to, know Expedia Cruises. But let's go ahead and just briefly talk about the itineraries and the ports that we're going to be visiting when we do sail on Navigator of the Seas out of LA. So just a little bit about these destinations. Cabo San Lucas is one of the most loved vacation destinations on the West Coast, with hidden coves, dramatic rock formations, world-famous golf courses with dazzling views of the Pacific and beautiful white sand beaches. To get there, you have to fly. Why would you fly? Fly twice, or rather, get that connecting flight when you can just go ahead and sail straight from LA. Really awesome opportunity there. Ensenada, Mexico, it's a vibrant city. It's one of the brightest jewels of the Baja Coast. From world-class dining and delicious regional wines to top-rated beaches dotted with lively seaside bars and restaurants, Ensenada really is a must-see destination. Catalina Island has long been a favorite spot to escape the bustle of your everyday lives, especially for LA. With its scenic hiking trails, pretty sailboat-studded bays, and quaint Mediterranean charm, it's the perfect destination to soak up the sunshine and slip into a vacation state of mind. And actually, on to the next one, which is Puerto Vallarta, which cradles the glittering blue Bahia de Banderas. It's a beach lover's paradise. Plenty of beaches, plenty of awesome food and drinks and bars and restaurants. It is beautiful, as is Mazatlan, which is one of the most iconic destinations along the Mexican Riviera. It's a beach resort at its core with world-renowned beaches and sweeping ocean views. Really is an awesome itinerary. Once again, we haven't sailed here in 10 years, so we are thrilled to get a ship back out into LA. So that's going to cover the deployment section of tonight's presentation. But tonight, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the safety protocols that we're going to be instilling going forward. Now, once again, I said this at the beginning, none of this is 100% concrete. We are still working on this every single day, but this is what we have as of right now. So to give you an idea of the cleanliness, we're going to go ahead and start with the staterooms. So Royal Caribbean has always kept its ships sparkling clean. Now, with the guidance of our Healthy Sail panel, who we put together to come up with our list of safety protocols to ensure we can cruise safely, and we absolutely will, we're going further than ever before to ensure your peace of mind. Our new protocols keep ships safe and sanitized from bow to stern, including your stateroom, of course. So all the towels, bedding, and pillows are laundered with hospital-grade detergents at high temperatures. Fresh ocean air is continually supplied to every stateroom from outside with a total air change of about 12 times per hour. We're recycling that air constantly. It's not just sitting in there. It's not the same air from when you get on the ship to when you get off. We're really doing our best to circulate that air as quickly as possible. Your room is only serviced and sanitized by a stateroom attendant while you are out. They're, of course, not going to do that when you're in the cabin, and they are going to be wearing masks, and our crew is going to be vaccinated as well. This is for every cruise going forward. All of our crew will be vaccinated to ensure your safety. Without a doubt, that's our number one priority. Number two, giving you a fun vacation. But number one has to be keeping you safe, especially during these crazy times. But we are really taking this incredibly seriously. We have to, of course. It's been very touchy subject the past couple, oh my gosh, almost a year and a half we're looking at this point. But we really are over that hump. We're getting back into the water, but we're doing it safely. We are not rushing a single thing. We're taking this incredibly, incredibly seriously. Just to talk a little bit more about that 100% fresh filtered air, I said that it goes in and out of your cabins about 12 times per hour. In the main areas of the ships and the gangways, it's going to be about 15 to 20 times per hour that we're moving that air. We're pulling it from the outside and circulating it through the ship and then pushing it right back out again. Really making sure we're recycling that air to make sure that it is nice and sterile and clean. Of course, I'm thrilled that we are, have really taken the plunge to really do this on all of our ships. We had to upgrade all of them to make this capacity possible. Something else we have done in regards to COVID testing, it's not on any of these slides, but we have installed labs, testing labs in each and every one of our cruise ships, and have hired more doctors on board as well. So what we will be providing for these cruises, because in order to get back into the United States, you are going to need a negative COVID test. We're going to be providing that on the ship at no charge before you get back to the port that you're at, whether that's Nassau, whether that's Bermuda, whether that's in Cyprus. We're going to be providing that COVID test when you do come back. So definitely important that you do know that we are doing that now, and at least for the foreseeable future. This could all change, but that really is what we are focusing on. So just to kind of give you the crux of it here, 100% fresh filtered air, 15 to 20 times per hour in the gangways, 12 times per hour in your cabins, medical grade cleaning standards, the upgraded medical facilities and expert care that I mentioned, and safe, timely return home in any scenario. Now, we've partnered with local authorities to develop transport protocols to get you home safely. So if you book any of these cruises for the summer, that is the Vision of the Seas, the Adventure of the Seas, or the Jewel of the Seas, what we're going to do is call you or contact you 30 days prior to the cruise to make sure you are perfectly aware of every single protocol that we do have. It's going to answer all of those questions you're going to have in regards to what happens if someone does get COVID on the ships, what happens with B all the way through Z. We're going to answer these questions for you. But that is all that I am going to have for you tonight. Noam, back to you.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dan. We're so excited to be able to arrange this for our customers. We have, hundreds of customers who said to us, hey, I can't wait to go somewhere. I'm vaccinated. I want to get out of the house because I've been stuck in the house for over a year. And we're so happy to be able to have these options to send them on this summer. So thank you so much for taking us through that. We just have a couple more slides. We do have on many Royal Caribbean sailings, Expedia has a special stateroom group pricing program with Royal Caribbean. On hundreds and hundreds of sailings throughout their deployments, we have group allotments where we will oftentimes have better pricing than what is available to the public, because we're a large travel agency company, Expedia. We block off group space. You as our customers have access to that. And on those sailings, we're going to also have an onboard credit of up to $50 per cabin. That's on top of whatever pricing that Royal Caribbean has in the market. And of course, you're going to earn Expedia rewards points on any sailing that you book with our agency. And those group program dates run through their entire open deployment from, I guess, June or July of this year through everything that's open and available. And that's combinable with most of the public offers, Crown and Anchor discounts if you own Royal Caribbean stock, and more. So we're able to get you a great deal in addition to giving you awesome service. We're going to continue to do these periodically, these sessions. We have one 2 days from now with Insight Vacations. That is an escorted motor coach tour, not a cruise, but they're going to take you through the departures that they have for this summer, focusing on Greece, Iceland, and Alaska. So you can go to Greece, Iceland, and Alaska, again, if you're vaccinated, with Insight Vacations. And then in a couple of weeks on May 18th, we're going to do a session with Club Med. And Club Med, as many people know, runs all-inclusive resorts in North America and beyond. So you can sign up for either of those sessions at cruiseshow.us. And that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you so much, Dan. We're so happy to have had you tonight. We're looking forward to cruising this summer. I'm going to Greece this summer. So we hope that all of you who've joined us today will give us a call if we can help you plan your trip this summer or off into the future. Thanks, Dan. Have a great evening.
Thank you so much. You too.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Good night.